Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Good morning, family. Welcome to Victor E TV. And again, it's Victor E. Mr. E, I come before you this morning to give you and to bring to you my morning thoughts. As you can see, this is part 2, because this is actually the same morning. In order for video footage, so that I would know one video from the next, I went and changed my attire for this particular video. Well, as I said in part 1, in my mind, I'm just running through several things that come to my mind that I need to speak on. And as usual, let's look over here. You see these hummingbirds. Can you see them up there? Look at them. What do we learn from nature? Oh, wow. Did you see that? Did you see that? As I was saying, we learn so much from nature. Look at him. Look at him. He come back. Is he guarding the nectar? Look at him. What can we learn from nature? Like I said this morning, this is what I look like in the morning. I'm puffy. I have sleep apnea. And I sleep under this machine. And I'm kind of puffy there. Oh no. My camera's about dead. Oh wow. It says low energy. Well, let's see if I can do this real quickly. Survival of the fittest. Nature. I believe that a lot of the truth in who our Creator is and who God is to study nature. And that's where I get a lot of my truth and understanding. I also get a lot of it from the teaching of my parents, how they were. I had to stop and observe, and I have to kind of look back at them to get my instructions as to how to live, because I have to know thyself. And there's a scripture that says, honor thy mother and thy father, that thy days be long upon the land. And I think the reason is because your parents have a lot to teach you as to how to survive in this world and how to live in this world. Okay, so if you don't honor their teaching, number one, they got you here. Number two, they're going to give you some instructions that you can either say yay to, or you can kick them to the curb. But I can assure you, they're going to teach you something about how to survive in the neck of the woods that they were born in. Okay, so it does you well to listen to the instructions of your parents. Now, this particular thing I want to talk to you about today is in reference to relationships, how to deal with people and setting your posture. And as men or women, if you're going to be teachers, you have to understand these things, and you have to put them out in front of you so that you can use them on a daily and try to find, and you got to use it, and then you've got to have good understanding of why you do certain things and be able to, these are my morning thoughts. So I'm kind of hazed. I'm not as clear in the morning as I should be, hopefully. But let me try to make this point clear. The point that I want to talk about today, I think, is making yourself happy. How do you make yourself happy, or to be at peace with yourself? Because we're controlling the universe right here. This is a universe. Your body is a universe. And in order for it to be as healthy as it needs to be, you're going to have to really understand how to operate and control your mental, physical, and spiritual states. Okay, so there are certain things that you're going to have to employ in your life in order to be able to hold this this balance in your life. It's to balance those things in your life so that you can have good health. Now, when you bring someone into your circle, you're going to either have to educate them as to how to operate in your circle, in this universe, or you'll need to figure out how to get them out of or keep them at bay on that relationship so that you can have peace here. So this is the reason why this particular principle that I'm about to say is very important. It is not your job to make other people happy. And it is not their job to make you happy. You're responsible for your happiness. You are responsible for the universe here to be at peace. And so you're going to have to try to find ways to do that. And once you have established that, when you bring other people into your universe or into your circle, you're going to have to set your posture very well with them so that you can keep this, so that they understand how to operate within your universe. And if you have not come to the understanding of how to do that, then it's going to be survival of the fittest. Because it's hard for me to accept, but this came to me the other day, and I was reading, I was on the internet and teaching the students, and they have their little books there, and this is one of the lessons that they were being taught. It was a science lesson or government, it might have been government, and it was talking about survival of the fittest, and it was talking about nature, and this particular scientist or philosopher, it started with an H. It might have been Hobbies or something like that. His name, and he talked about, because I'm a substitute teacher, so this is this information that was given, and we just tell them what to do. So don't judge me on not knowing the information. I didn't know it. It was very new to me. Okay, and so as I was reading this about this information, it was almost like God bringing this information to me. I need to pay attention to this, Anthony, because you're teaching that nature is the hand of God, and that Netta is the creator of all things. And then I had to realize, well, if that's true, then nature is survival of the fittest. So is this really what did God have in mind when he did this? If this, without anything else, is the handprints of God, and he said survival of the fittest, and this is nature, then this is something I need to pay attention to. Okay, so like I said, I'm always on a journey. Okay, and I will remain on the journey until I see God. Okay, personally. Okay, Scripture says no man has seen God as yet live. Okay, so we can only kind of, if that is true, then I guess I'm on the right track. Okay, but let's get to this point of, the point that I'm trying to talk about is loving thyself, knowing thyself, and protecting this universe. Okay, it is not the responsibility of somebody else to keep you happy and make you happy. Okay, so what do? So I teach my students the same principle. You know, you have to learn how to make you happy and to fall in a zone to where you can keep your happiness and your peace. Because in order for you to stay here, your body needs to be healthy. And when you're stressful, you bring in disease and chaos and roaches and all this stuff up in your temple. You know, things that will destroy you. So you have to figure out what kind of remedy that you have got to use in your life in order to remain healthy. To keep your life, to keep yourself healthy, and to keep yourself at peace. And that is not somebody else's responsibility. That is you. You're going to have to figure this thing out. Like I have to remember, drink water, drink water, drink water. Sometimes I get charley horses in this body. Okay, now I got a problem. Okay, well, it's showing me your body needs water. It's not somebody else's responsibility to tell me. You can tell me once I've learned that this body needs water. And so a symptom of me getting these charley horses, it gets relieved when I start drinking water. So, okay, I need to have some more water in my body, or maybe I need more salt, or maybe and you've got to learn this stuff and know thyself and be able to keep this place in peace. So it's nobody else's responsibility. But God will send you the information because you're still here. Because if you're going to stay here, you're going to need some information. Once you get that information, you're going to have to stay on top of it. Okay, so the reason why this video has come, this particular point is coming, is because I have learned, I taught my students, once I taught them that principle, that is their job, to be able to keep peace. Okay, if you want peace in school, don't be a bully. If you want to be a friend, have friends, then show yourself friendly. If you got a person who's jealous of you and blah, 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 you got to learn the words to be able to say to that person, you're jealous of me? Okay, maybe what I can do to turn this thing around is just say, you know what, that's a lovely hat that you have on. That's blah, blah, blah. You've got to learn how to be friendly to turn that person around so that they can become friendly. And then that improves your environment. Okay. So, what I have learned in that sometimes you have to do some things that if, especially for people who are in your circle, you have to teach them this thing, that it's not for me to make you happy. How do I do this how do I teach this principle to you in order to, okay, maybe I'll do it this way. Okay, let's say you have a friend, and this friend have done something to upset you, to upset your universe. And this is where I've learned that if a person offends you, this is something that my dad taught me. If someone tells a joke on you and they really offended you, he said, just laugh. Oh man, sometimes you can just break out of this laugh harder than they do. They meant for it to harm you, but you flip that shit back on them and let them know you don't control my happiness. So you just start laughing with it. Hey man, you got me there. Wow. Give me 5 of that, blah, blah, blah. It destroys. You take away their venom. That snake meant to bite you on purpose. Oh, I was just playing. Oh, yes, the hell. No, they weren't playing. They did that on purpose. But in order to keep your universe straight, you smile, you laugh, you do whatever, divert it. You do what you have to do to keep yourself at peace and know who you are and know that the things that they do, even though they meant it for your evil, for their evil, you turn around and make it good. That's the reason why I taught my children also. When lemons come to you, make goddamn lemonade. You make some lemonade. So if you got people in your life who are constantly, if they do something, now here's the thing, once you have taught this and you've learned this and you teach this to the people that's in your circle, and they try to bring you something, now I may already understand that, I didn't feel too good about that. But you know what? It's not that person's job to make me happy. It's me to make me happy. So what I do is I put on a face. They said, and they know they have done something that has disturbed your spirit. So your job is to make sure that you put on a happy face, or you continue to do things in a way that should not be offensive to them, to keep your universe at peace. So you continue to treat them with respect, and you try to operate as normal as you can and be positive. You might crack a joke, you might serve them, or you might do something positive just to try to keep the environment good, because you want to keep your universe at peace. And until you can get to your altar where everyone should have their own personal altar where you just, like this might be my altar, my time where I come and get at peace with myself, reground myself to the universe and understand, Anthony, you're okay. I am he is the great I am within me, and I am the great I am. This is as far as the God that you know that I serve, this is where you get to meet him. This is closer you're going to get to him through me. Okay, so I have to sometimes put on that poker face. Don't let them see you sweat. And that's good. That was one of the good principles that my dad gave me. And it works. For most time, it works. And it keeps me at peace here. But when you start allowing people to come into that circle and they don't understand that, then sometimes when they know that they have done something and it didn't hit you the way they don't understand, they can't understand the fact that you feel the way you do. And what makes them even more angry is that you handled it the way you did. And now they're wondering, is something wrong with you? You ain't done nothing. You have kept your face. You have smiled at them. You have done it. But they keep, because they know that they have done something, they keep wondering, asking, are you okay? They're looking to see if they can find something so that they can start their shit. Or flip that coin back on you if though you did something wrong. And you know you didn't treat them differently. You know that you made a conscious effort to smile, to joke, to please them, and just stay natural. But they know that they have done their shit, and so now they try to flip the switch back on you. And so they're looking to see. They're trying to read so deep. Why? Because they are living by this principle of, I need to make them happy. I am not responsible for your happiness. You are responsible for your happiness. I'm responsible for my happiness. So when I put on that face and I say, hey man, I got you a high five, blah, 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 or I continue to treat you with respect, or I continue to do those things that are natural, that is going to keep me at peace. Because I don't want to go there, but you want to take me there. So you're looking. You're trying to investigate to see, what did you do? Did I upset you? And all this stuff. You're trying to flip the switch. If you truly didn't know that you had nothing, you should already understand it is not your job to keep me happy. Just like it's not my job to keep you happy. That's your job. So don't start looking for something to try to create something in your head so that you can be at peace, so that you can address and take away my heaven, take away my happiness. I've decided that this is the way I'm going to do. I want to treat, but you're putting me on a whole lot of goddamn stress when you decide that you want to look further than that. You have no right. If you don't come, if I do this to you to keep peace with you, you have no right within yourself to try to find something else. If you feel like you've done something wrong, then you just need to come out and say what it is. But it's not my job to keep you happy, and it's not your job to keep me happy. I keep me happy. And this is what we need to learn as a people. It's not my job or somebody else's job to keep you happy. Some of you you're a lot of work. More work than I want to deal with. So let it be. Learn to let it be. Now this may be sounding kind of personal, and it may be, but this is what we need to learn as a people. This is what we have to learn as a people. It is know thyself, know yourself, know your universe, know how to keep yourself at peace. And don't try to read something into something else if that person is not giving you a reason to. If they're not offending you, if they're not doing anything to you, leave them alone. This is the way they are dealing with having their peace because they laugh and because they go as far as to be pleasant and respectful to you in order to keep harmony and peace. Be a peacemaker. There you go. This is about being a peacemaker. If you know that you have done something to offend someone and you want to fix it, then just be about doing that. But don't try to make your problem their problem because they have learned how to deal with keeping themselves at peace. How unfair is that? It's not your job. So this is something that we need to learn to do in order to have harmony and peace with other people. If you're going to remain in that relationship. And we are all in different, there are teacher-student relationships. There are all different types of schools of thought, of types of principles in order for us to live together at peace. And I guess that's where this comes back around to the beginning of the other video in reference to survival of the fittest. And the reason why government was formed is so that people will learn how to live together and operate together and build together. But you can't build and you can't be of a school of thought of survival of the fittest because it seems so animalistic, but it's like life lives off of life. Life lives off of life. I must eat the life of these collard greens in order for me to live. And I was looking at this big old anaconda snake. God created that snake. But that snake cannot live unless it eats some more life. Survival of the fittest. So evidently we are all out here eating the life of something else in order to exist. And death, transition, is just as much a part of life. It's life, but the length of time that you get to be here has to do with you honoring the information and the knowledge that the ones who have come before you passed to you. Is that making sense? Everything that lives has to have the life of something else in order for it to live. We are a universe. And none of us can live without the other. And just like those hummingbirds up there, they're fighting over that nectar. There they go again. I don't know whether they're just mating, is she sitting right there, or he's sitting right there, trying to keep the others from getting to that nectar. Survival of the fittest. Life. Fighting for life. I'm telling you, this life is a journey. But in order to live at peace, we must be able to find harmony and acceptance of what the Creator has put here. And we're to learn and understand and try to get more understanding of how this thing works. We're forever learning, but maybe never coming to the knowledge of what is truth. But I'm sure that the answer is somewhere here in nature. Netta. So, with that being said, with my morning thoughts, at this point, until another venture in the journey, the beginning of this day with my morning thoughts, I grant you Peace.